Okay, so so Arma is like very difficult to raid. Um, it's not too difficult to defend. It's pretty defender sided. But if you have a team that like listens and you understand the base really well, you will be able to succeed. As long as your team like knows how to is understanding of like how to raid the base, you will be fine. If your team is a goldfish brained individual, like full of goldfish brained individuals, as you just put it, you will not have fun. So first, the most important thing to know is it's a headshot recon. So if you're walking by yourself in the open, make sure you're saluting, because if you're saluting, it blocks your head and you can't get reconned. Secondly, play in groups on this base if you're raiding. I'll do like each phase like for defenders and raiders because I'll have to like team myself over and shit. So basically, raiders, you spawn here, you cross all the way up to the rocks, all the way. I can never see over here. It's not back here. It's up here. You climb up these rocks. You follow my pathing. You come here. You climb up these rocks. You get on gen. You kill their people on gen. You rally up for a second. If people are your whole team should be here. Anyone who's not on physically on top of the gen should be on this like right side of the gen. You want to assign a gen team of like a few good assaults. It doesn't have to be. They can be like three, um, 3 or 4. Maybe like a recon could play here if they want to. The recon should know what they're doing on the space. So they should play low key wherever they want. The things I think are the best spots for recon are either gen or back here on this rock. This turret. This turret isn't terrible. It's not the best, but it's not terrible. Or if they can on the ramp is not a bad spot either. Although I don't think it's the best spot because you have to like jump to shoot their spawn, and if they're playing back here, they can just shoot their spawn. Um, Basically, you rally your team gen first push. You all walk it down this hallway together. There's probably gonna be an ST in this vent, at least one. One ST will probably be holding on this corner like this. If you focus fire him, he should not kill anyone, or maybe like one person. Then hopefully an ST is still alive with you. They can just go in the vent and kill this guy before they can like really do anything. Then as you leave one person back to cap for term, assuming you have your full team, leave one person for term. Everyone else immediately needs to W key and get to ramp. This is ramp. The way to hold this is basically you want your few people, your gen team on gen, you want majority of your team on ramp, and then the only thing they can do is suffer. P1 is not meant to be a long phase. It says 6 minutes. It should take you 8 minutes at most because you have to walk a little bit all the way up to gen. You should flawless P1 in in Arma. It's not meant to be a long phase. It's meant to be the defenders are gonna try and push. The only thing they can do really is come here. This is red door. They're gonna like full team out of this shit and try and get into base. But if you have ramp, you can just obliterate their team. You have like one ST hold close. Everyone else just shoots it from here. Then the gem team also shoots it. You can have the other ST hold sewers, or like an assault hold sewers. This is sewers. They can drop from their spawn down here, and like they can flank through here too. But if you have most of your team ramp and gen, you will be fine. As I said, this is meant to be a very quick phase. If you don't have this hold, you should keep your gen team. Most of your team, you should have like you should have your people on gen. Then the rest of your team should be playing in this general area on these crates. Then you look at them over here, or if they're going the gen side, they can go through this little window. Or you basically just all of you sit in this area from that cyan or blue or whatever color that is you create. It's like here, and you either swing here, or you swing here, or you shoot them here. This is called I don't remember, but this is like a nifty little window you can use. I don't. There's like a sex sex related call out to this, like glory hole or some shit, some stupid shit like that. But you can come through this, like flank behind them. It's mostly for defenders. Raiders can't really use this because like it's just useless. Like if you try and jump through, you're just gonna get absolutely beamed. But yeah, this should be a really quick phase. Towards the end of P1, you want most of your team to be alive in base, either on ramp or in the base physically. If you have ramp, run it down airfield. The idea is you want to come all the way to this turret and then cross. If you can cross in the open, like directly from here to here, but you'll probably get raped if you do. If you come here, it's a lot safer because their off spawns can't shoot you. They will, however, be above and slam on you and stuff like that. That's a separate conversation for when we get to P2. If you're raiding and you don't have ramp, just send your team like when there's like a minute left. And if your off spawns, keep reinforcing P1, and then everyone else can go P2 a little early because the defenders, or like if it's like Surge or a group that knows how to defend the base properly, they're gonna be set up P2, and not like P1 is meant to be like a time wasting phase, so they're not gonna trip balls over losing this. By the time there's like a minute left, they're gonna have people P2, so don't worry about that. For defenders, again, pretty simple. Your recon can just play and spawn. The best spot I think for recon is on ramp, because you can literally shoot everything from here. Then, to hold base, you just set up like you have a few people gen. You have like dev medic one assault up here on roof. How to get up here if you're ever defending is you go here. You do this little parkour right here. It's really hard to see. If I turn this shit on, then you can see it a little better. No, not really. You can kind of see the ledge though. Yeah, okay, now you can see it. So, there's this ledge right here that's kind of hard to see, but if you know the base and you're a Sigma, like cool as fuck like me. Oops. Oh, yikes. Or a loss. You can do this. Bruh. Yeah. So you jump up here. This is how you get up to this roof. Then, as they push gen, you farm them. And then your gen team also can just play on the roof side, and then you guys all can shoot at them and crossfire for them. I've had decent P1 holds here just by having this roof presence and the gen presence. You can basically send your full team gen, dev medic, good assault up here, and then recon can play ramp, and the recon will probably get one or two before their push even gets to gen if their team is bots or their team is stupid. And then once they stack gen or push, as long as your gen team plays on this side and or drops off and like just doesn't die for no reason, if you have this roof, you can low-key cook. You won't hold them forever. Like there can be crazy P1 holds on Arma, but like if your P1 lasts more than like 10 minutes, like it's just unbalanced. To be frank, like you should never be held on Arma for more than like 10 minutes. P1, it's like the most Raider-sided phase on the whole base. Let's say that the Raiders have captured P1. You can either go ramp off spawn, or off spawn you can drop into red room. So you come. It's been a second since I defended Arma. So spawn. You come here. I'm pretty sure you can come through. No, you can't come. Okay. So you come here. You drop through this. What? Am I washed? Holy shit! I'm washed and I'm chopped and I'm up. Oh my gosh! How do you get to red room? I should know this. I'm gonna go the opposite way to figure it out. This is embarrassing. I should know the space a lot better than that. Oh, right, okay. So, defenders, there's this little vent right here, right out of the spawn. You literally just drop out, you drop right into it. There might be like a Raider ST playing somewhere in here. I've never really been on ST while raiding Arma. Like, defended it on ST once or twice. And ST can be like holding up here, or like a little further back, like right here, or even like in these little things. Like these are really annoying, so like if you're ST and you're good, you could literally just sit here, clear their whole team. I've seen it happen before. Anyways, the idea is defenders, most of your team comes here, you all push out of, like if you're doing a red door push, if you would push out, you would come in either through the window, or you would push to the right, come up over the top, and come in garage. It's low-key really hard to retake base on Arma, in my opinion. Like, if the raider has like a brain, like you should literally just get farmed and it's gonna be annoying and you'll be like, okay, whatever. One little cool nifty trick people low-key forget about is there's like this little parkour right here to get up here. For the most part, it's low-key useless, but like someone that knows what they're doing can play up here. I wouldn't assign anyone here, but like just it's good to know that this exists, that you can get up there. But like I said, the raiders, if they're playing the base properly, will be all set up on ramp. They will beam you coming out of red room. You will not be able to do anything. You should pre-rotate P2 by the time there's like a minute left on turn. So how you pre-rotate P2 is, this is your spawn for P1 and P2. So P1 is that way, to that building. P2 is this way. So you gotta be careful walking over here, and you gotta, again, headshot recon, so block your head, because recon will be looking at this cross for kills. This roof is really cool, because you can't shoot down through it, I don't believe, unless they changed it. But you can, like, STs, for example, can flank. They can drop off of this roof. There's no barrier up to, like, here. Why is it not letting me? Okay, so there is a barrier. I'm lying. But, like, you can see, like, you can sneak up all the way over here. You know, drop right above them into hallway and whatnot. Drop all the way back here behind them hallway ×2. Yeah. So this roof is just like really annoying because you can slam off of it. People don't really utilize this enough, I don't think. Like you can literally get to anywhere in P2 from here. The term is right here. It's gonna be on this little box. The way to cap term, if you're raiding, is you gotta crouch behind it, and you can like put yourself like this, so that way you can't get shot, because they're gonna be set up. The ideal setup for defenders is like recon usually is like, I like to put my recon on scaff, or like a really good assault on scaff with a recon, maybe like one other assault right here. I usually have like one. I like to do when I used to defend Arma when I was in Surge, is I would send one ST and like to play for sewers with an assault. They would play down here for this. And then the other ST, depending on where they were, would play for off spawns or like their push up here. So they would wait up here, wait for them to drop, or wait for them to push, then they would drop. Yeah. Or like let's say you need term, you can come here, drop off, cap term, and then your dev medic, if they're not pushing sewers, if let's say you want to send assaults instead, the best spot for your dev and medic is mid crates, because it's like literally free eats for your dev because it's close range, so you can farm this walk up as they cross, which I'll explain later. It's like this is where you want your dev and medic. You can also send them elsewhere, but I would not recommend. You really want them sitting here for the entirety of the phase. It's like so useful to have your dev and medic here. You could low-key just have like a assault or two playing for sewers. The idea basically is you want to be set up to watch for this cross over here. So for raiders now, like I said, oops. So for P2, instead of spawning back here, you spawn up here. So there's a few useful things to know. So sewers, as I said, you can drop off. I like to send a few people sewers, preferably my most experienced players. What they'll do is they can do a few things. Either they, oh, this is really dark. My sewers team, what they'll do is they'll come sewers. This is cave. I'll get to it in a second. This is nothing. As you can see, oh, is this something now? No, it's nothing still. Then they come here, they come up these ladders. Now they can either hold sewers, or if they're like really time it right, they can come up and flank scaff. There will usually always be someone playing on this, or they can go, I believe this is called penis, for whatever fucking reason. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it's called it, but I'm not entirely sure. And then this is another really good crossfire over here for your sewer team if they want to run out to get over here. Cave, as I was explaining, I'll go back, is very, very useful because if you also time this right, it leads right to the balcony. So let's say they have a lot rallied up on balcony, ready for your push. The defenders, majority of your team, STs included, need to be rallied up. They come off spawn, they take the long walk to water, all the way across. This is called airfield, by the way. This entire like ship, open area. I like to do is I'll set my recon in like one assault, and then like recon one assault over here. Then I'll keep back like 2 good assaults right here on that crate I pinged. Everyone else in this group, you don't want to do that initially. Well, yeah, you want to send this recon here in the assault initially. Then everyone else, they come through hallway. They come here. They come up the right of this red crate. They rally here. You don't need to rally here. You can just go. There's 2 things you can do with your team from here. If their dev is absolutely fucking shredding you, you can cross left, shoot back at Balk or something like that, try and get a kill as you cross, rally here again. Then you can come, push the mid crates, kill their dev, and medic, then come cross to blue crates from here. Or, if their dev is dead, or they're not very set up for it, or whatever the reason may be where you can do this, you want to push with your whole team. Literally everyone should be healing. Maybe you could be like 2 good assaults in this push, shoot back while everyone else heals. But the thing is, if they're shooting, they're going to be slowed down, and that will stagger your group. So I think it's better to just heal. 10 or almost 15 people healing here is, they're not going to lose that many people. You drop into this little cubby, like this crevice right here. It seems counterintuitive because they can just shoot at your heads and do more damage. However, it is a lot harder to shoot than you think, and is a lot harder to shoot than you walking up here like this or jumping around. So drop your whole team into the crevice. No one stops sprinting. You fucking full send it. Once you get to here, if you don't have that many people, come into red room and hold red room and wait for your off spawn to make another push, and then you can like utilize this room to like regroup up or come out here to blue crates like this through that window. Or if you have a good amount of your team, then you just keep going right to blue crates. Then you hold here. This is blue crate. This is where you want to hold. This is the best place you want to get your majority of your team here, and your off spawns. Their job is, if you have people blue crates, they basically need to get to this red crate, or somewhere in general in this like 3 lane of the airfield, because what they can do is, what your off spawns need to do is, they need to shoot the defenders because they're going to be slamming off onto blue crates. This is how it's played. So your off spawns need to get to airfield as quickly as possible to get an angle to shoot for the slam. The 2 good assaults that I mentioned earlier, the reason you keep them back here is to shoot for the slam. You can also shoot around this way, etc. Blah blah blah. Yap yap yap. I wouldn't leave anyone here because you have no cover. I wouldn't leave anyone on mid crates in general. As a raider, it's just kind of like not a good spot because there's no real cover here, and they can literally just drop right on top of you, as you can see. And even if you're like down here, there's really, you don't have a, you can like, you can't really do anything here for your team. Like I said, what Cave would do is they can, I don't remember if I mentioned this, but Cave comes out here, and if when you time it right, they can climb up their balk and be, so like let's say you don't have that many people on blue crates or something, you have a bunch of people you need to reinforce, you can send, or like let's say like, I don't, like whatever the situation may be, like let's say their balk is an issue, you need to get kills off their balk as you're pushing. Majority of your team pushes, like the majority of the raiders push to blue crates. As they're all shooting down at this massive group of people, these like very few people come here, quickly heal, like run up this balk immediately, and like they will clear the entire balcony because they won't be able to react in time. They literally, because they're all gonna be standing here like this, looking like this, like at this cross, or like over here looking at the cross and shit, and like trying to get these stats. These guys go up, a bunch of people basically standing still. Beam, 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 beam. All of them are dead, or at least enough of them are dead to where either you clear this, and or these people flanking cave die, and the majority of your team gets here. So it makes them have to pick. So either you clear their bulk, and your team reinforces to this blue crate, or you don't clear their bulk and your team still reinforces. It's basically a win-win, and as long as you don't do it every single time, Like, don't make it like obvious. Like, you can't do it like every single time you're pushing for blue crates, because then they'll call it out and be aware of it, and then that's just 2 extra people that are gonna die, because they'll be like, okay, you and you scaff, look at the cross, and then, or you and you scaff, look at cave, and then they'll see this, and they'll be me running up the ladder. Like I said, to recap, you come, crouch on it here, then run back. It's basically like, so once you're here, you want to give like, have the STs stand on top of the, like an assault and a medic's head. These guys are literally just, the way to hold blue crates is just to let your STs stay alive. Like, the main issue I see when I raid Arma is that my people over here on this blue crate, when they slam off of Balk, to push it out, the assaults will go crazy and start jumping around like monkeys and shit. Like, no, you stay here. You're healing the STs and you're keeping the STs alive and supporting your STs. Let's say like the ST hits someone for 90, you can swing the guy and like get the kill, because it doesn't matter about your kill or the ST's kill. It matters that the ST's dead. So it doesn't matter who gets the kill. Just make sure to prioritize your STs, because your STs have to walk all the way over here, like that very long ass reinforcement of like a minute or a minute and a half to get back to Blue Crate. Their STs have to walk 15 seconds or 30 seconds to get back to Blue Crate. So you, as long as, but the good news is, if you have your people on Blue Crate like playing for their STs while keeping your STs alive, and your all spawns are doing what they need to do, and on airfield and this general area, shooting at the slam, they will not have anything they can do. Then, like what your ST's doing is, as they slam, the people in the back over here shoot. Your STs, since they'll have the height advantage, like they will be like crouched, they can head glitch, and they can air shot. And if they are good, they can, or like if they time their shot right, they can focus their STs out of the push before their STs even hit the ground. Either way, your STs should probably get 2 to 4 kills, because maybe like they get someone early that comes too close to this edge of the balcony, because the ST range on Surge is ridiculous. Like, you can get ST if they're like right here, then maybe there's someone late in the back also that gets ST, but you'll get a few kills early. Someone in the back will probably get a kill, because if they should be looking at this. Basically, you just shoot for the blue crate. That's as simple as it is. Like, once you have the blue crate, everyone needs to shoot for it. If you don't have blue crate, you need to have people back here looking at term, because if you don't have blue crate, it means you have most of your team off spawn probably. They're gonna go for term. You need to kill the people off term, because the rollback is like insane. It's like 4 seconds or something. It's like very quick, and it's very hard to get your time back. You don't get extra time. It's 60 minutes for the whole base. So if you are getting rolled back constantly, and you don't have a lot of time for P2 and P3, you are not going to have fun. No, there's no overtime unless you have term capped. So if you have term capped, it goes into overtime. But the other thing is, so let's say I have 6 minutes left on the clock and I don't have term capped. If this time at the top, if this goes to 5 minutes and 59 seconds, the raid ends. Because you cannot hold, if you don't have term like down to the time enough, the raid will automatically end. So even though you have 60 minutes total, let's say you have 6 minutes on the clock, you really have, and it's P2, you really have until this gets to 6 minutes to cap P2. Because if this is at 6 minutes, like the term time is at 6 minutes, and this total time is at 5 minutes 59 seconds, you lose the raid. So it's a little misleading, because you have less time than you think, and you need to like manage your time very quickly, and you need to get these holds as quick as possible and not lose them as soon as you, like once you have these holds, you should not lose them unless your team is just brain dead and trolling you. Like, if you have a team of 15 competent players, and they don't even have to be good, they just have to be listening and understand how to play the base. They all understand how to play the base and they have brains, you will be fine on this. This phase is only hard because people like are idiots basically and don't play it right. If you have a full 15 that plays the base right and knows what they're doing, you will be fine. Basically, TLDR, Raiders, Defenders, consistent. Don't let them get blue crate. Raiders, get blue crate. Kill them when they play for blue crate. And then don't let them get much long pauses on turn. The term is like kind of soda caps. Like, let's say a defender comes here. If you have an off spawn like an assault shooting at it, like, or someone over here shooting at it, they probably will not get too long of a pause, and it's manageable, and it's fine. It's only bad when they get like long pauses on this, because then they can literally just drop someone from the roof. Like, let's say they have it up to like, um, we'll say this is like 90% of the way capped, or like even like 3/4 of the way capped. They can literally drop straight onto term, and by the time you kill them, if it's like literally just two people, like a medic and an assault, they will get term this whole quarter of the way or whatever. So like I said, you really have to manage your time really wisely and not waste time on this map. I think that if you play it right, you should be at P3 with 30 minutes left, based on my experience, give or take. If you don't have about 30 minutes for P3, it can be rather difficult because P3's term time is 10 minutes, I'm pretty sure. It's either 10 or 12 minutes. I don't remember exactly because I haven't raided, I haven't gotten a P3 while raiding in a while, and I haven't defended in a while. So this is based off memory for the most part. Like I remember how to play it, I just don't remember like the turn time or whatever, but it's like 99% sure it's 10 minutes unless they changed it. So P3, I gotta no clip myself, is definitely the hardest phase, I would say, if your team is I would say P2 is probably the hardest phase for raiders. I see more P2 holds than I see P3 holds, I can't lie. If you get to P3, you should probably win. This door will open. Okay. So basically, first push, your full team drops down. These doors are important. I'll get to them later. What I think the best push is first is you drop everyone down into whatever the fuck you want to call this vent. I think it's yellow. Come all the way here, all the way up these ladders. You come. This is called blue vent. You drop out blue. You drop. Like, let me do the drop so you can see. You drop out blue. Onto this is blue balk. Off here. Off to here. Into green vent. So you might be thinking, why the fuck is this vent important? Why am I going for this vent right away? Like, the term is over here, so why is this vent important? That's a great question, voice in my head. This vent is important because right here is the control to open up this big door right here. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna finish this up. Yeah. Do you want to shout it and then like I'll continue and I'll do this like really quick. Like this is okay, yeah. So this opens this door. This helps you reinforce much quicker. If you have green vent, and you have this control open to open the door, you are golden. You will probably win. Like the only way defenders can win is if they have this green vent. Honestly, you should get it like as many people in here as possible. Not as many, but like definitely at least one ST. I'd argue a dev and a medic and maybe a good assault. I wouldn't say much more than that. If you have, as long as you have at least an ST in here with an assault, you literally hold this with one good ST and an assault to keep them alive. Then, everyone else does is basically you just split the fucking balks and you cap term. You split the balks. This is pink balk. This is blue balk. If you can, getting onto their balks is pretty good for you because you can kind of just farm them in their spawn. Defender spawn is up over here. So like yeah, like if you can get onto their area, their half of the base, that's great. But basically you split these balks, and then if you don't have a way to capture them easily, like let's say they didn't have anyone in green vent and they're all holding back, like if I was defending, I would not I would low key only just have like one ST and like an assault holding green vent to keep this ST alive to hold control of this, while everyone else is over here playing for the actual turn, because this ST is going to be good enough to keep pushing this with like a dev or something or an assault and eventually clear this out. However, you should definitely prioritize defending or raiding. Definitely this should be your first priority, because if the raiders either like this is the key to raider reinforcement. So if you're defending or raiding, it's important that this is closed or open for respective different teams, considering that if you're raiding, this is going to help you reinforce a lot quicker. If you're defending, this is going to make them reinforce a lot slower. There's a lot of words. The only other really useful callouts are, this is red vent. This is like the red drop for defenders. What they'll do is I'll show defender like the defender thing in a second, but they can drop for here. They'll come for red vent, and then the red vent goes for turn. Basically, think about it like this: green vent is for your off spawns, red vent is for the turn. These balks are just crossfire to make sure that you can hold both of these vents. If you have control of both of these vents, you're probably gonna win the game. Either team. Um, so the main thing for raiders is once this is open, have like I think it's best if you have one assault back here to call this elevator. It's just like a flank that the defenders can do to get behind your raidering team. If you have your off spawns being smart, you don't want your off spawns just to run up and cross up to a balk. If they're reinforcing through these doors, whatever you want to call them, they should like kind of sit back here, wait for the call, and then play for it. Like they can crossfire, or they can shoot down, or they can shoot up here. Um, but the other thing is like they can also call this flank. So the way I like to play it is kind of like P2, where like you have your people that are ready for turn, looking at turn. The off spawns, you will always have off spawns, are looking here. Even if they don't have a mic, they can spam in chat, or they can ping the people and say something. And they can call this out. Again, if the flanks are called out, they're useless. It's just a matter of recognizing the flanks that the defenders can do, and then like tactically being aware of them. The other flank they can do to raiders that can hurt you is in blue vent. There is a defender only door right here that goes from our spawn, so they can drop down here. They can come back here, and so this is like they can crossfire for this elevator flank, and then both sides can peek out at this pink balk. Both sides could shoot at blue balk, but then again, your off spawns should be playing for this. They could, hypothetically, I've seen it, I've done it, where I've had an ST come through blue off spawn, drop down, not go for the balk, and then reinforce back here. So now it kind of tricks the raiders into thinking that, oh, this is a safe reinforcement. ST comes here, bam, 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 bam. You get the idea. Let's say you want to go. Let's say you have. So the way I would raid this, if I could ever get to P3 against Surge, and I don't get fucking stacked on by Hitler reincarnated, basically, is first do that push I said for green vent. It's a very one-dimensional base. Like you push, you get people in green vent, then you either get turn because they're all dead, like immediately, and get a ST in red vent, or you can come take like all of your. Obviously you need some assaults on these balks and stuff, so make sure you at least have assaults on blue balk. Like when you drop for green, like I wouldn't say leave someone, but like they should be running out, coming back, and getting on balk. This one, like these off spawns coming in can come up the left to pink balk, so it's not as weird to get to here. So like your first push should be green, then green, leave some people in, hold blue, then to pink, and then once you have pink and blue, or like once you have pink and blue, you also need red vent. So basically, as a raider, you need control of pink vent, pink balk, blue and or blue balk, green vent, and red vent. If your team like only has blue balk or something, or only has pink balk, it is not the end of the world. If your team only has red vent or only has green vent, you should probably get the other vent. The golden thing about this is they will have STs playing for this as well. This goes to red vent. So your off spawns do not need to go in the open for turn. Like you don't need to send people off of pink to drop for red vent. They can just go through spawn basically. Come here, come all the way down here. There will always be an ST holding this, by the way. Like indubitably, like I promise you on my life. Like unless the person leading for defenders is trolling, like there will be an ST in here. At least an ST, if not an assault with him. And as you can see, the turn will be right here, so this caps turn, basically. So you need red, you need green. The balks are just extra bullshit to make sure you have crossfires. Really, like, technically, you could hold and win P3 with only the vents. Technically. I would not advise it, but technically, you could. Is the warehouse full yet? Like, do I got a spot at that? Oh, it's all good. Fuck. Alright, anyways, to do P3 really quickly, you spawn over here. There's a speed tunnel here. You either this way goes to like um whatchamacallit, to this balcony. This is the elevator flank, and the red vent this way goes to green vent. That's it. You literally just push whichever you need control of off spawn. That's literally it for defending. Some assaults should be playing back here. You split the balks. White balk, and then whatever fucking color balk this is. I can't tell. I'm colorblind. You literally just split the balks. You can have your dev play up here. This is called crystals. How do you get up here? I forget. Oh yeah, okay, so this is like the vent that you can use to drop. This is the vent that goes all the way to like blue belt. So it comes all the way back here. You can come out of this. This is like the green drop, or like so. This is where you, if you lose green, you would drop out of here, come into green, or I've seen devs like if you have a good dev, they can play up here. It's really good crossfire. They shoot at this. They shoot at red. They shoot at green. That's basically it for defenders. Like, yeah, no, that's literally it. For PK.